Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unlock the ultimate toolkit of body language secrets. Have you ever wondered why some people can just walk into a room and instantly command respect? Or how you can sometimes just kind of feel when someone isn't telling you the whole truth? Well, today we're unpacking the hidden mechanics of nonverbal communication. We're going to take these fascinating insights and turn them into a visual playbook that'll help you project unshakable confidence and decode the unspoken cues of literally everyone around you. We're going to use this playbook to navigate 5 really distinct social scenarios. 1, establishing your baseline behavior. 2, the signs of deception. 3, commanding any room. 4, the secrets of networking. And 5, the body language of attraction. Basically, we're moving chronologically from inward self-awareness all the way to outward social dominance. Let's get into it. Section 1, establishing your baseline behavior. So, the absolute most crucial point here is that true body language mastery actually starts from within. Think about it. Before we can read anyone else, we have to know what normal looks like, right? This is what we call establishing a baseline behavior. It's a person's normal, completely relaxed state of nonverbal communication. Think about when you're just chatting about your favorite hobby or a really happy childhood memory. How fast do you blink? Do you use your hands a ton? Is your vocal pitch high or low? Identifying this baseline is the foundation of the whole shebang, because what we're really looking for later are the deviations from this baseline. That's what tells you how a person is actually feeling. But listen, to project true confidence yourself, you actually need to start with this inward-out self-awareness assignment. You literally sit down and list out what you like and dislike about yourself, both physically and mentally. Now, why does this matter? Well, if you're secretly insecure about, say, a gap in your teeth, or your skin tone, or maybe feeling a bit intellectually out of your depth, you're going to subconsciously shrink yourself in social settings. That whole fake it till you make it advice, it usually completely fails because it just turns your body language into this really mechanical, robotic cover-up for your internal fear. True confidence comes from recognizing your own insecurities so they don't hijack your physical presence. All right, section 2, the signs of deception. Now, what's really fascinating is how we apply those baselines to the high-stakes world of spotting a liar. The source material gives us this brilliant test. The host was asked to tell a true childhood memory about eating chili paneer with his family, and then he was asked to completely fabricate a fake story about looking for food in New York. The difference was night and day. During the true story, high hand movements, supernatural flow. But the fake New York story, his hand movements practically vanished. He started shrugging his shoulders out of nowhere, and he was touching his face way more frequently. It is the perfect illustration of a physical tell, a massive sudden deviation from his normal baseline. So why does that drop in movement happen? It's a little thing called cognitive load. Think of your brain like a computer processor. When you're lying, your brain is under intense mental pressure. It's working overtime to invent facts, keep the timeline straight, monitor the other person's reactions. It's working so hard that it actually forgets to tell your body to move. Your natural physical movements just completely freeze up under the mental weight of the lie. And when that mental pressure gets to be way too much, you'll start to see self-soothing or pacifier gestures pop up. These are non-sexual self-touching motions, like rubbing your face, rubbing your arms, or messing with your collar. Now, they aren't necessarily proof of a lie, but they definitely prove the person is highly uncomfortable. Their brain is subconsciously telling them to stroke their own body just to calm down their spiking nervous system. Okay, moving to section 3, commanding any room. Let's totally shift gears from catching liars to projecting absolute, undeniable power. If you want to walk into a space and own it like a dominant actor or a confident leader, you want to follow this exact power stance checklist. First, keep your chest slightly protruded. Next, tilt your chin just a tiny bit up. Actually, a quick warning on that one, don't tilt it too high or you'll just look arrogant instead of confident. Maintain a steady, unwavering gaze because shifty eyes instantly scream underconfidence. And critically, keep your hands out of your pockets. Pockets make you look either terrified or completely dismissive. The trick to all of this is to only push these elements slightly past your normal comfort zone so it still looks completely natural. We can neutrally observe this exact power play on the global stage just by watching world leaders interact. It's a masterclass in unspoken dominance. You might see someone like Donald Trump using an aggressive pull during a handshake to assert physical power, or maybe someone like Vladimir Putin using a neutral pat on the back to steer the interaction, while leaders like PM Modi might go in for a warm hug. Regardless of politics, looking at these handshakes strictly through the lens of body language shows us exactly how the power dynamic of a room is instantly negotiated through touch alone. Next up, Section 4, the secrets of networking. Let's treat a party like a puzzle and figure out the actual mechanics of mingling with strangers. We've all been in that spot, right? You walk into a social gathering or a networking event, you know literally no one, and you're thinking, how on earth do I break into a conversation without making it incredibly awkward? How do you actually know if a group is open to you joining? Well, the answer is a massive cheat code. Just look at their feet. It's such an incredible visual clue. If a group is completely engrossed in a private chat, their feet will be pointed inward toward each other, physically closing off the circle. But if their feet are open and pointing outward into the room, that means they are subconsciously welcoming newcomers. It is literally a visual green light for you to walk over and say hi. Once you find that open group, use these networking cheat codes. First, stand near the food or drinks. It makes you look super approachable because we subconsciously associate the good feelings of food with the people standing right next to it. Second, when you want to break the ice, compliment their taste, like a cool watch or earrings, not their physical looks. People love sharing the story behind their accessories. But here is the golden rule. Never, ever compliment anything from the neck to the torso. Those are where our vital, vulnerable organs are. If a stranger compliments a necklace right on the chest, our subconscious reaction is to form a physical barrier and get super defensive. Finally, Section 5, the body language of attraction. Let's decode the really subtle, intimate cues of romantic attraction and relationship preservation. Whether you're trying to read a date or just people watching your friend group, the subconscious signs of attraction are everywhere. Look out for preening gestures, when someone starts fixing their hair or smoothing their clothes to look their best. But the absolute biggest tell, watch what happens during a shared laugh. When a joke lands and everyone cracks up, a person's very first gaze will instinctively dart straight to the person they desire the most. And just like we saw with networking, their feet will naturally point directly at that person of interest too. But on the flip side of that, we really need to talk about toxic expressions, specifically contempt. Renowned researcher Dr. Paul Ekman studied remote tribes in Papua New Guinea to identify universal facial expressions. Fascinatingly, the one expression these tribes didn't have was contempt, which looks like a one-sided lip raise, or essentially a smirk. Because these tribes lived in absolute equality, they just didn't have the social power structures that breed contempt. It's the ultimate physical signal of feeling a sense of superiority or disdain over another person. And that leads to a really stark warning based on relationship psychology. If you take literally nothing else away from this explainer, please remember this. Projecting superiority, contempt, or physical disgust, like wrinkling your nose in disdain, will actively destroy the foundation of any partnership. It tells your partner you don't view them as an equal, and that is a fatal blow to romantic trust. There's just no coming back from that. So, now you've got the ultimate visual playbook. You know how to find your baseline, spot a lie, command a room, network like a pro, and decode attraction. You have the tools to decode the world around you. But the really important question I want to leave you with is this. Take a second and check your own posture, your face, your hands, right now. What is your body language broadcasting to the world about you right in this very moment? Think about it, use this knowledge wisely, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.